they're saying that Ralph Schumacher is saying that he believes that now Lando Norris is the number 2 driver and Piastri is the number 1 at McLaren because of the mistake that Norris made, and Piastri is getting out. They need to choose a number 1. I don't think that's the case, and I don't even think they need to make a number 1 driver. I think they just need to clear the defined situations in races. For example, that situation between Norris and Piastri where they crashed. You don't need to have a number 1 or number 2 driver, but in that situation, most likely they should have told Piastri to let Norris go. I don't know if Piastri would have done it, or they should have told Norris to back off and to not try to back off and look for a better place to pass. But they need to enact rules, and they need to keep them solid. They need to tell, either they say, Piastri, your tires are done, get out of the way. If he disobeys, if he continues to disobey, then they'll tell Norris, okay, Norris, whatever you do, don't crash into him, back off. But by leaving these guys to race with each other in situations and not having contingency for them, they're headed for disaster. They don't need to define a number 1 driver yet. If you do that, that's very bad. If you say that Piastri is the number 1, we still have almost 20 races to go this year, or 15 races. So, but what they think is that they need to make rules, and they need to make sure that these guys are compliant. I don't want to hear bullshit from Piastri that, oh, I need to keep driving. I'm not going to let Norris pass me. They should have let Norris pass me because I want to win the championship. No, don't do that bullshit, because it's not worth it for 3rd and 4th place. Do you get what I'm saying? It's different if the 2 of them are far ahead. You might have to let them race, but you tell both of them, look, if you motherfuckers crash, then I'm going to choose a number 1 driver. You understand? Threaten them. Anybody who disobeys our orders will put our energy. They threatened Norris last year. They said if he didn't give back the place to Piastri, they threatened him slyly. They said you won't get. So they need to let these guys, because I know Piastri says he has a contract in which he can't be told to back off. So they say, look, Piastri, and you need to be hardcore. You need to. You're doing this out of love, not out of being mean. Piastri, if you don't back off, I promise you, you will pay in the future. You have to make it that clear, because Piastri should have backed off. But I understand why Piastri didn't want to back off, because he's a killer. But also, the team managers need to be killers just like the drivers. They need to be just as dirty as the drivers. Don't you think so?
Yes, I agree with you.
If it was me, I'll tell Piastri, I say, I know you think you're going to win, but I promise you, and I'll make it a veiled threat, because you're not allowed to do this in F1. If you don't let him go, remember in the future, you might need help for us, and we may not be there. That's what I call a threat. That's what you need to do. If the drivers can do dirty, if the drivers can disobey, then the team owners can disobey too. If Piastri disobeyed and didn't let Norris pass, you know what I'll do? Next couple of weeks, he'll be wondering why there's no energy being put into his car. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. This is the way you have to run a team. You have to be very vicious. What do you think, Afolabi?
I agree with you. There should be boundaries from the get-go, and those boundaries should be set in their contract. And if anybody falls foul of these boundaries, then there should be sanctions and penalty clearly built into the contract, that team orders is the way to go, and it should be clearly defined. It's not possible. I think they should have a nuanced approach too. In certain of these situations, I think the team, the drivers should listen to the team, and racing head-to-head against your team mate or your second driver will not give you any kind of advantage. No, it just take points off each other.
And once the race strategist tells one of them they have to back off, they have to do it. I don't care what they're doing. And if they don't do it, maybe like Piastri's contract says he doesn't have to do that, I'm going to find a way to punish him anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, that should be a fine.
Next thing
I feel there should be a fine.
Yeah, not just a fine. No, they can't do that legally. What will happen is when he comes to the team paddock during the week, nobody will be talking to him. Nobody will give him coffee. They'll give him the cold treatment because Piastri has something on his contract, which means they can't boss him around. But I'm going to find a way to boss him around. He should have backed off because it's not about 3rd or 4th place.
It's about
Yeah, I'm not even mad at Norris. I'm more mad at Piastri because Norris's car was faster. Let the guy go. He has faster tires.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that they need the teamwork, the kind of sanction that would work. Maybe you have the 3rd driver, they miss a race and the 3rd driver take over. Something.
Yeah, that's how they'll learn.
Yes. Yeah. You know, that sort of thing.
I'll tell Piastri, I'll say, Piastri, oh, you don't want to follow team orders? Then I won't say anything else, because if I tell him that I'm punishing him, it's illegal. I'll just say, hey, you know what, Piastri, I think the other driver needs to come in this week.
Exactly. And nobody can stop the team leader from doing something like that.
Yeah.
I think that would work.
Or the other driver will do P1, FP1, FP2, FP3, then I'll put you in Q1. Something like that.
And you're sending a message, because even if it costs you this season, you're sending a message to all drivers in your car.
Don't fuck with me.
The team has a FAFO policy when it comes to not following instructions. And you will be stopped from a race. When they know that, then you get the kind of drivers that know not to go and break the rules.
Because to me, it's unacceptable for these guys to crash fighting for third and fourth place. Norris is also to blame, but he got overwhelmed and went into the left and hit the guy. And then people are saying that
should never happen.
They're saying he should get a penalty.
It's almost 20 points. It's almost not worth as a team. You're almost, even if Piastri finishes first, you're just going to be pissed off.
And also, Piastri needs to ask himself, I'm not saying he was disobedient, but if you don't let Norris pass you and you race with Norris, what if Piastri had gotten a flat tire? Then all of a sudden we're talking about Verstappen winning this season. So it's going to hurt Piastri. So it's in Piastri's best interest, if his car is slow and his teammate is trying to pass him, let him pass. Because letting him pass for this week, you'll get him next week. You get my point. What if because if the two of them had crashed out, then Piastri's championship hopes will also be gone almost. Because I'm telling you, Verstappen is on the lurk. What do you think of Afalabi? We're going to head out soon. Last start from Afalabi, then last start from Kunle.
This is not a race for Mercedes and Ferrari. So family behind McLaren and Max Verstappen. Maybe Kimi. Probably Kimi, the guy knows how to spring surprises, but based on the car they have and the kind of setups that I saw in Canada, I don't see anything particularly.
Watch out for Leclerc, because Ferrari is a wild card.
And maybe Leclerc too. Leclerc is just very unpredictable, as talented as he is.
Ferrari doesn't do well on traditional high speed and slow speed corners, but this one has a lot of medium sweeping corners, so that might be the case. What are your thoughts, in general on?
I do feel that this is going to be another McLaren dominated race with Red Bull trying to find some relevancy and Ferrari.
Earlier you said this track helps Red Bull though. Which one is it? It's a
it does help Red Bull, but what I'm saying is that because of the previous races, Red Bull have been struggling a bit. The other cars might have a bit of a chance to close faster, but whether Red Bull or even on Red Bull's best day, this is like its best chance. This kind of track is the best chance for Red Bull to win a race in the season.
Also, remember that Verstappen has won twice this year, and he's done well. He would have won at what track was it? I think it was at Jeddah. He would have won if not that Piastri outpassed him at the corner. So in reality, Verstappen has done well on 4 tracks this year.
It's a Red Bull track. It's just that the competition from McLaren is growing ever more fierce, and that's the issue.
You think so? Don't you think McLaren has been on the back foot the last couple of weeks? The
drivers have, but the car hasn't.
I see what you're saying.
The driver.
I see what you're saying. The car. But even the car is not dominating the way it did, like in Miami, where they won by 20 or 30 seconds. They don't do as well on fast.
I do feel some of it is down to the behavior of the drivers. It's actually affecting the full potential of that car. I think that car is still better than the Red Bull.
I agree with you mostly, but I follow me. Wouldn't you agree with me that in general on fast tracks and technical tracks, Red Bull is equal to McLaren?
Sure. It's just a fraction, if any. But
on the slow speed tracks, it's not even close.
No, McLaren, not at all. Not at all.
But I see what you're saying.
McLaren is head and shoulders above them on slow speed tracks.
So we'll see. I do think that the way it works is that one McLaren car will challenge Verstappen. It just depends on who it's going to be. That's the way it seems to be working now. It's either going to be Piastri or Norris that's going to be challenging him. And most likely they'll win. But I'm going to say that this is a 50-50 race in that either a McLaren driver will win or Verstappen will win. Okay. But I definitely see Verstappen on the podium.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Take us out, Fabi. We're done, man. This is a crazy Sunday, man. We don't do 4 shows. Formula One, Iraq bomb Iran, all these stories.
Okay.
Drink wine. I drink wine, Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Look, I have a big thing of wine. Look.
The wine I finished is making me dizzy. Oh, and I had some. Apparently, this is very expensive tequila. Casamigos from
Kool-Aid,
that
song. Kool-Aid, you know what you need to do?
Enjoyment.
Kool-Aid, you know what you need to do to fight the sickness? Order some suya and akara.
I had akara this afternoon. Apparently, this drink is 500,000 naira.
Wow.
You know he's here.
Okay, it's been another wonderful.
You should give that one to Osimhen.
Have you?
They sing about it. That's some enjoyment. There's a mingo. They call the drink in that song.
Serious drinking.
Okay, it's been another wonderful Formula One show, and from me, Kule and Mustafa, we'll be back next time.
Oh yeah, so Kule, I'll probably see you for political tomorrow afternoon. Thank you.
All right.